Hey guys, so tonight's episode is called Energy Diet. So I'm going to share something that happened to us this week, and just to help you understand energy a little bit more. So what you watch and take in affects the energy around you. So for example, I had been watching Breaking Bad nonstop this week. It's a show about drug busts. Then we were out for a drive. We drove right into the middle of a drug bust. Cop cars blocking the road. We even seen a guy get handcuffed and police choppers overhead. The thing is, I might have not put that together, but earlier that day, Spirit had said to me, be careful what you watch and how much you watch. It's not that it's good or bad, but it was my awareness to the power of programming. We need to ask, what do we want our life to look like? And use this understanding to help create it and examine our energy diet. What do you put into your everyday life, whether it be self-talk or what you watch or the energy that you surround yourself with? Is it in alignment with what you want your life to look like? And when we were talking, Oren also mentioned even the music you listen to.
Yeah, the music, yes.
So, because I've been watching Breaking Bad, it's all about the drug busts and stuff. It doesn't mean that energetically I'm going to become like that, but it's the energy that was kind of drawn into the experience. How can we use this knowledge to our advantage? What is it that you want to attract? Do you want love? Do you want caring connections? Do you want wealth? Start by looking at the things you feed your energy with. You got to believe it to see it. So the more that you're around a certain energy, the more real it becomes to you. Side note, on the other hand, watching something here and there isn't going to affect you. So if you watch a trashy reality show, it's not that you're going to be sleeping with your best friend's boyfriend. But then again, how much do you want to invest into that energy? And maybe it's a place to start shifting into something else and reevaluating. And, just because you're watching that show doesn't mean that's going to become your life, but that becomes a program in the back of your subconscious mind. And then you might start drawing in friends like that, right? And then you all kind of mix and mingle, and what you surround yourself, you kind of take on. So I said to Oren, isn't it funny how I was hired to write some university mythology papers, and then I realized that the mythological gods were the fallen angels, the Anunnaki, or also known as the reptilians. Then I showed him a video that popped up on my YouTube. It was a channel I recently subscribed to that said the same thing about the Greek gods being the reptilians, the masterminds manipulating humans. Oren then laughed and said, what you talk about your phone hears, and it locks in the algorithm. I said, well, yeah, that makes sense. But isn't that like what's already happening? Everything humans create is already been created. And the algorithm is the same as the law of attraction. So what you think about and talk about, you get more of. I said, Oren, that's my job as a healer, to make you aware of what algorithm you're on. I said, imagine that I'm tapping in and telling my clients details that I shouldn't know. And sometimes it's just something they've thought about. They haven't even said anything. Well, that just shows you the power of the mind. We are always creating life just through what we think about, and imagine how much more energy we create when we start to talk about it. Then to solidify it, once we start interacting with that creative process that we've drawn in, then it starts to solidify that energy. So it was so clear in all my research of how the Greeks and Romans were playing out what the fallen gods had wanted. Even Socrates was executed by the Athenian court for his belief in the law of attraction. So instead of putting his faith in the fallen gods, he didn't say it quite like that, but he knew he was tapped into that higher divinity over creating from the ego, that old program, which is being manipulated by these reptilian energies. So when we get our thoughts in alignment with our true intentions, we can create more of a desirable outcome. Like, it just goes to show the power we hold. And once we start to really assess our energy diet, and I was saying to Oren before we did this is, my daughter found this book, which I'm going to share an activity from this book, The Magic, and it's all about gratitude. And then from there, I read it, and then I get these cards brought into my life, which are the Grateful as Fuck deck, So it's like, you'll start to notice when you really start to kind of like break things down in your day-to-day life, you'll see everything that you created just through thinking something and the programming. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I have an activity for you guys. It's 4 steps. So in trying to manifest whatever you're trying to manifest. All right. So the first thing is resistance. So for example, I'll go with me. I want to have more streams of income. But so my resistance would be, I can only rely on my one job. I don't have the courage, or I have a lot of fear behind like trying different things to bring in more income. So that'll be my resistance. And then the second one is my intentions. I have to make my intentions clear. For example, I am worthy and I am capable of trying new things to bring in more income to me. And the second thing is the feeling. The feeling I'm gonna get. You got to feel the feeling. The feeling that I'm gonna get when I have more streams of income. For example, I'm gonna have more freedom and more time to do the things that I want to do. And then the last thing is the knowing and trusting that it's for you. So knowing and trusting that without a shadow of a doubt, no matter any haters or anything, that I am going to achieve that. I'm going to have multiple streams of income that's going to allow me to improve my life and my family and friends around me. So the first one is resistance, the second one is intention, the third one is feeling the feeling, and the last one is knowing and trusting that it's yours. You got this.
I would say knowing and trusting that it's yours. Once you break the resistance and recognize, what was it that we were talking about before with the resistance? I was like, you gotta face the fears.
Yeah, you gotta push through your fears.
But you're already in it. What were you saying about that? You're already in it and you want to shift something.
Oh yeah, so you're already like in, let's say you're in like in a fear state or a doubt state, right? So you want to push through, even though it's tough and you think you can't do it or you're not capable or whatever doubts in you. You want to push through and trusting that it's going to be for you or you're going to be there.
And a lot of people that awaken to this awareness, because awakening is just awareness, they start to see the resistance. So they start to see their fears. And one thing I want to say about awakening, just because you awaken doesn't mean you're going to make it. Awakening is a very painful process that makes you push through the fears, but the fears, if you don't push through them, will eat you up.
So pretty much you're saying you have to have faith. Your faith must be strong over fear.
And the faith you get from setting those intentions, because that's like the boundary, the laying the foundation. The intentions are the foundation of it. Once you've got your intentions, you've set the stage for everything coming into your life. Does it own up to my intentions and what I want? If you don't have the intentions, you're going to get all this random stuff. Then you're not going to be able to work through the resistance as smoothly.
Yeah.
Right?
And on the last point, like we were talking about it, is that knowing and trusting that what you want is for you. without a shadow of a doubt.
And once you have those intentions and you start to feel the feelings of what it's like to be in that energy, you start to visualize it. And that visualizing process is really important for getting deep into the feelings. And because you've pushed through the resistance, you're just going to know that it's meant for you because you've overcome the fears that were holding you back before. Once you overcome those fears.
Yeah, I believe it's fears, and you have done your healing, and now you can move forward.
Yeah, and that's where faith over fear comes in.
Yes.
So everything from my energetic story ties into work. And so today's energy activity, it's kind of funny, I'm just going along with what's in the book, was works like magic. And actually I had talked to Oren about this.
Yes, magic.
After a process that we went through. So works like magic. If you take any activity, any skill, take it and push it as far as it goes, push it beyond where it has never been before, push it beyond the edges of edges, then you force it to the realm of magic. That's Tom Robbins, it's a quote by him. And that's actually how I've learned to work with everything. You know, I've pushed it. Anybody that knows me, I push things right to the edge. So to bring it success in regards to work, or increase things like opportunities, promotions, money, brilliant ideas, inspirations, and appreciation, it's essential to be grateful for your job or work.
Yeah, gratitude.
Gratitude is the number one energy for magical things to happen.
The number one good energy to manifest.
Exactly. So when you're grateful, you're in a happier state of mind. You will automatically give more to your work, more money, more success. If you're bitter and complaining, you give less.
Yes.
Right? And so as we know, what we give is what we get. So include details that you're grateful for: colleagues, facilities, students, customers, parents, children, benefits, whatever it might be. You should love your job. Be excited to go to work, no matter what it is, no matter where you are at. Don't judge it. You know, be happy for it. There's always something you can be grateful for. And that's the way to receive your dream job, is just to be happy at where you are at right now. The more you're grateful for these things, the more you'll draw it in. And even if you're in a shitty job, you know, because you're focusing on the good stuff, you know, eventually another job's going to come in to meet you at your level. Okay. So you must notice the good as well as the bad. You do want to notice the bad because you're going to notice it. But instead of judging it, you're going to look for improvements without negativity. You're going to find opportunity. Opportunity, it helps you be grateful. So count your blessings, feel grateful for the job, be enthusiastic while going for the job, find as many things to be grateful at the workplace. And if you've seen my our previous talks, I also shared how this book talks about a magic rock and infusing that energy. You know, keep one by your bed, and every activity that comes up, you can infuse that rock with that grateful energy. And then whenever it's going to be in your bed beside on your nightstand, it's going to keep that energy in your environment. So I
just want to add one thing. I agree with being grateful of where you are in life, and that's related to a job. But always remember, it's not your final destination. You can use this job and be grateful for that job you have now to propel you to where you want to be. Okay? So it's always the gratitude. That job or whatever situation you're in, it may not be the greatest, but always remember, it's not your final destination.
Unless you want it to be. It's up to you. It's up to you what you want to do.
It's always up to you. Okay? All right.
Happy healing, guys.